Well, hello, Cottam. This week we are welcoming a new member to our pastoral team at Cottam United Church. Linda Lord is officially starting as our family minister on May 1st, and we are really excited about what she brings to the table in terms of both her background and her experience. Now, this position began as a dream about 3 years ago when we realized that we had just outgrown our volunteer resources and needed some committed help. It took that long to define the position, get the funding in place, and complete a search process. But here we are. So welcome, Linda.
Thank you.
This is sort of an introductory interview for the church they can get to see who you are and meet you a little bit. So let's just ask a couple questions and see how that goes. How's that?
Sounds good to me.
Okay. You know, you've done a lot of different things in your life that we believe equip you for this ministry. So can you tell us a bit about yourself?
Absolutely. So I'll start with the professional, since that's sort of where we started in the questioning. And I have worked, developed, and delivered a number of programs for youth and children over my years, starting in churches when I was quite young, then for not-for-profit organizations, and then finally in private practice. And I also have more than 20 years with workshop facilitation and leading groups in training. And those two things are probably the most critical skills that I will be bringing to this new position. And personally, you know, I've written a couple of books, and I have raised 2 children, and I've written and performed 5 one-woman shows and have had 3 scripts produced by professional theater companies.
Wow, that's a lot. And
I'm a busy girl.
You are. All right. So this is a new position, and it is defined to a point, but also somewhat undefined, because we have to see how your skills fit into the ministry and the community. So what are you hoping that we can achieve in this ministry together?
Oh, wow, what a great question. And I love that you frame it together. I had the privilege of meeting with a couple members of your Christian Education Committee earlier this week. And what you have been doing with youth and families and community involvement at Cottam United is just absolutely amazing. And I'm certainly excited to facilitate, support, be a resource in any way that I can. I know there have been a couple of priorities that have been identified that'll be sort of my focus right now while we're all in lockdown. And that's developing curriculum, looking at what we can have available for the children and the youth moving forward. I know there have been some priorities identified by the parents and families that they want to get back to some Bible stories, so we're going to do that for sure. And while we're in lockdown, I'm going to be starting a weekly message for the children, not unlike what you do for the community currently. So that will be starting this Sunday, which I'm super excited about. And also a couple of activities when we are able to meet again as a group and a congregation and a community will be the Vacation Bible School, hoping to be able to do that toward the end of summer, as well as developing a parent and taught program. So those are a couple of the priorities, as well as absolutely keeping what you've been doing and doing such a fantastic job with in terms of nurturing children in the church as it is. So those are a couple of the priorities that have been identified, and looking at sort of getting back to some of those Bible school basics that parents want to see again.
Yes, and of course, as you say, that's all going to depend upon when we can actually get back to meeting together. But in the meantime, you've had some wonderful thoughts about how we can continue to educate and bring people together even online during this whole pandemic. So we're looking forward to seeing how that happens too.
Well, yeah, and I'd like to be able to offer that opportunity to the teachers and the volunteers so that we have an opportunity to get to know one another and do some brainstorming and some planning, so that when the restrictions are lifted, we're going to hit the ground running, as opposed to needing to set up meetings and start planning once we have the go ahead. So I will be getting in touch with volunteers and teachers and the parents of children in the Sunday school, probably either going out Friday in an email or early next week, just to kind of touch base, introduce myself, and see what they would like to see happen going forward.
Perfect. Okay. Just one more thing. This isn't just about us, and at Cottam United Church, we're pretty committed to reaching out to our community as well. So getting out beyond our 4 walls. So how do you see our new ministry impacting our community, surrounding community?
Well, that I think is where we're going to be really creative and really collaborative because there are so many possibilities. I know you've got some wonderful relationships already started. So again, it really depends on what we're being permitted to do. In terms of my going out and introducing myself to local businesses and to other organizations, maybe do something at the library where I could be a guest reader once in a while and do some programming with the library. My heart is for older youth and young adults. I think there's a gap in our churches as well as our community. And I'd love to be able to offer something. I have a youth development program. It's called a life education program, looking at core values and community and education and what are we going to do with my life, and really being able to open that type of a program up to the community where we're building relationships. And the church is the hub, absolutely. And there will definitely be, scripture based to what we're teaching, but it will be a community program. I'd love to also entertain the possibility of having a drop-in center where young adults, young teens have a place to go, a listening ear, someone to talk to. I have more than 20 years as a therapeutic life coach. And so a lot of what I do very often has goals and action plans and where are we now and where do we want to go and how are we going to get there and how are we going to work together. And I really see that as an opportunity to build community with youth and families in the Cottam area.
Perfect. Yeah, that's really valuable around here. We can use those skills. All right. Well, this has been great. And thank you for taking time for this interview to introduce yourself to our community. Anything you want to add before we close off?
I'm really looking forward to starting to build relationships. And if at first we have to do it virtually on any of the social platforms, like what we're doing tonight, I think any start is a good start to build those relationships and to start to have conversations and collaboration and to continue to move forward.
That's great, Linda. Well, thank you so much. And once again, we are really excited about having you on board and joining us in this journey together and seeing what God is going to do through us. So thank you so much. We're just really excited to have you on board.
Thanks. I'm
All right.
excited to be here.
All right. Take care. God bless.
God bless.
Bye-bye.